I could have spent £90 on a tour to Daxu ancient village, but hiring a car is cheaper, and it gives me more freedom for photography. En route, I watch the mopeds and note that they have their own lane, something that will be handy to me in the following days. As we arrived at the village, a flight of Chengdu J-20 aircraft on the Chinese Air Force flew overhead. I had time to get my camera out of the bag and attach the 400mm lens and snap the last two. Aviation, it's another interest of mine. As we walked up, we found there's a massive, imposing, yet well-decorated building as we approached the main part of Daxu. Our driver/guide takes us down the street to one side of this huge building. There are lanterns here that I wanted to see, but they're being blown around like crazy in the wind. We passed many shops and stalls selling interesting things, which my friend Glenn said, "It's just tourist hat, ignore it." I take his advice, he's lived here for 20 years. I find buildings of interest and switch between colour and monochrome, using the handy switch on the ZF. I'm liking monochrome more and more. Some of these houses are old, built in the Ming and Qing dynasties and decorated with beautiful carvings. At the confluence of the Mei River and the Li River, we find picturesque Wanshu Bridge, built during the Qing dynasty. I struggle to get a good image close up, which is a shame, but there was a woman posing with an umbrella for her photographer friend. The village is lived in, and I capture images of life, colour, decoration, and redevelopment, which is good to see. As well, I see my first person of character through an open window as he carefully catalogued his work. Are we carrying on down here? I've just had the best images of the day. I'll show you those later. I am very happy, and even more so now, as I've found a dog to photograph. I miss my dog. For a second day, Glenn acts as my Sherpa and carries my bag. I'm still not as well as I'd have liked. Travelling with ME, it's not easy. We're on the edge of the Li River, and a holiday camp sign shows on the far side. But more of an interest to me are the puppies.
Hello, pups. Hello, puppy.
Concrete houses reflect in pools as we head back to Wanshu Bridge. Here I have an original image and an edit where I have removed the pipes, cables, multiple CCTV cameras and their solar panels, as well as communication towers. Tell me which you think is best. So just photographed from here, looking at this nice building here. I wouldn't say it was nice, it was an interesting, intriguing building. And the bridge, so the bridge is about 500 years old apparently. Looking good for its age, to be perfectly honest. And then it came around here. We're going to get a coffee at the top of the stairs. And these lovely old stairs, so I switched to black and white. And I'd already just switched to a wide angle, 20mm. And I got these stairs looking up like this at the top. And I think that came out as a really cracking black and white image. Yeah, I do like that. From my seat in the coffee house, I snapped the view of the bridge and the buildings beyond. The weed-covered steps of the old bridge soften the structure visually, though the obvious movement in the stones looks like it's too soft now, literally. Newer steps take people down to the Mei River. Walking again, I find golden and red lanterns with a dragon for good measure. The stone slabs of the ancient streets are worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, cartwheels and horses' hooves. To one side, straw is tied up, as it has been done so for centuries. Then, through an archway comes a modern mobility scooter with canopy to protect the rider from sun and rain alike. I am finding characterful people now, and ahead, an old couple that will make my day. I've been seen long before I saw them. When alongside them, I was hesitant to begin with and mentioned I would love to photograph these people. Our guide said, "It's fine. They won't need paid either." At that point, their handler, I guess a granddaughter, stepped in and informed us we could take pictures, but it would cost. I never found out exactly how much was paid, as Glenn dealt with that. All he said was, "That's enough to keep them in cigarettes for a few days." I'm showing a range of editing styles here, as to stick to one will appeal to some and not to others. Feel free to tell me which you prefer. When taking pictures of strangers, especially old people, I believe it's important to show how happy you are to be able to take the picture. Acknowledge how good they look in the images. Even if language is in the way, nod, smile, be happy. Try not to shoot downwards at them, get to their level, which I tried but didn't quite manage all the time. Keep talking, reassuring them, and keep moving. Shoot, move, shoot. They won't be happy to have you there for ages, so snap, move, snap, get another angle, as a series of images all from one spot will be boring, especially when the subject doesn't really want to move for you. As per the old lady, she stayed quite still. I politely asked if they could be sat together, which they agreed to. I made a massive assumption that they are husband and wife and encouraged hand-holding. It might have been best to get confirmation through my interpreter what their relationship was. I had watched many videos on YouTube before I went off on my travels, and one thing I picked up from Rebecca Kowalski was to look for hands. Hands tell a story of life. This man in his 90s had the most amazing hands, and I took my time, much to his amusement, to photograph his hands.
这个是什么？也是照相的。
So, just been filming these wonderful old people in the 90s, and delighted to have their photographs taken. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
So just got to photograph a couple of old people there. Very, very characterful. When doing that, try and get in nice and close, get the character within their faces, and in particular the hands. The hands tell such a story. And that gentleman's hands, wow, absolutely fantastic. And I'm absolutely delighted to be able to have taken those pictures. This is at Daxu Ancient Village. Hello, Puss. Hello, Puss Puss. Hey, Puss Puss. Hey, Puss Puss. Hey. Hiya. Is you all tied up? Is you all tied up? Oh dear. Oh dear, dear.